Somehow, a little boy's toy gun had been replaced with a real weapon, and this tragic accident resulted in the death of the company's former boss. But no sooner had this tragedy occurred than a strange man appeared at the office that very evening, claiming to be their new boss. This elderly man was extraordinarily peculiar. He seemed terrified of the glass staircase and moved so cautiously that every step made the glass creak and groan beneath his weight. His bizarre quirks didn't stop there. He would line up all the employees in a row and methodically smell each one until he identified whoever had an offensive odor. The boss would then give that person two choices: pack up and get out, or clean themselves up properly. The man was so desperate to keep his job that he scrubbed himself from head to toe. What the employees found most disturbing, however, was Jack's discovery that this old man had approached their previous boss the day before the murder. Although the security footage didn't capture their conversation, it was clear that their former boss had completely surrendered to him, as if the stranger possessed some kind of supernatural power. This was exactly why Jack had wanted to kill him in the first place. But now this man claimed he wanted to avenge their former boss, which made Jack question his initial assumptions. The boss standing before him was clearly far more complex than he appeared on the surface. When the boss stepped out to get gas, Jack seized the opportunity to get some answers. In his panic, he untied the ropes, but what he discovered inside was nothing like what he expected. It wasn't a killer at all, but the woman he'd seen at the bar. Seeing the boss emerge from the gas station, the woman frantically jumped out of the car. Before fleeing, she told Jack that if he wanted to uncover the boss's secrets, he needed to find a man named Nick. Then she ran off without looking back. When the boss returned to the car, Jack stared at him in terror, but the boss didn't seem surprised at all. He explained to Jack that this had all been a test to see if he could be trusted when it mattered most. The woman was actually his niece, who had been sent to rehab for years of drug abuse. He'd only captured her to send her back again, but now Jack had ruined the plan. Clearly, he wasn't the trustworthy friend the boss had hoped for. With that, the boss drove away. The next day, Jack returned to retrieve his clothes from the night before, curious about what the club would look like during the day. When he pushed open the door, he was stunned. The upscale nightclub from the previous evening had somehow transformed overnight into an ordinary office. This eerie transformation left him bewildered. Determined to investigate his boss's true identity, Jack researched online and discovered that the prosthetics company the boss had taken over had doubled its revenue in less than 6 months. This seemed completely unreasonable. How could so many disabled people suddenly appear out of nowhere? Jack and his colleagues began to suspect that either the women were being threatened or they were willingly amputating parts of their own bodies. The more they thought about it, the more horrifying it became. What kind of ruthless character was this mysterious new boss? To uncover his identity, Jack lied about testing the game and secretly installed hacking software on his boss's phone. Sure enough, he found Nick's contact information in the phone's directory. Using the number, Jack tracked down a jewelry store where the owner, a kindly old man who must have been Nick, came out to greet him. Jack explained why he was there, but when the old man heard the name, he immediately hit the security lockdown switch. Iron bars instantly slammed down outside the door, which scared Jack out of his wits. When he saw the man reach underneath the counter, Jack thought the old man was going to kill him and nervously backed away. However, he had completely misunderstood the situation. The shop owner said he had never met this person either, and then he pulled out a blueprint.